What is going on, beautiful people? Lee Hammock, your favorite. You can't have a favorite. Self aware narcissist, better known as mental illness, here with another episode of A Narcissist Explains Live. I'm live at 5. It's 12:45, but there's a 5 in it. Today's episode is going to be about 3 reasons why victims of abuse, survivors of abuse, don't talk about what the narcissist or toxic person did to them. 3 reasons why. And this is gonna be like I said, this episode right here, yeah, it's about the survivors of narcissistic toxic abuse, the victims, the people who are going through it, the people who have made it through it, and whatnot. So 3 reasons why. So reason number one, the first reason why victims of abuse don't really talk about what they went through is fear. Fear. Fear, Fear. This is not the acronym time. This is actually the fear. Like, people are scared of what could happen to them. People are fearful of that narcissist or toxic person coming back to harm them or hurt them because they talked about the abuse. They exposed them to other people. That narcissistic person's reputation could be tarnished. So people have this fear within themselves to talk about it, to talk about what they went through, because they think, hey, safety, like, damn, let's keep it hot. Let's keep it hot. You want to be safe. You do want to keep yourself safe as possible. Some narcissistic people can be dangerous as hell once you expose them. The threat of exposure can be huge with narcissists and toxic people, right? It can be very big. It can be very uniquely big. You know what I mean? So that happens quite a bit. That could happen quite a bit. You should be scared to talk about it because you fear the retribution of that narcissist. And some people fear that, you don't fear the retribution. And this is going to be sad. This is going to sound bad right here. This is not the intent is not to be bad right here. But some people fear that if they talk about what they went through with the narcissist, that the narcissist won't come back to them, because some people are not fully healed yet. Some people are not ready to leave the relationship yet. Some people are not ready to let that part of their lives go. So they fear that if I tell that narcissistic person, might not come back. You know, so that fear is real. The fear of not being believed, the fear of that narcissist not coming back to me, the fear of this toxic relationship being over and done with. Some people are not ready. This is not me trying to judge anybody, but some people are not ready to let go of it yet. So there's this fear that this is actually over, that we can't do anything else. You see what I'm saying? So that fear is real, and it makes sense. It's okay to be afraid. I saw somebody say that courage is not the absence of fear. It's acknowledging that the fear exists and taking action anyway. So fear is one reason why a lot of people don't talk about what they went through with a narcissist or a toxic person. Because, like I said, the fear that other people might not. There's a country, that's that southern drawl coming out right there. That's that Reidsville, North Carolina drawl coming out right there. That fear that people might not believe you. If I talk about it, people won't believe me, what I went through or what I've been doing or what I've been through, or people won't believe that I've been hit or lied to or manipulated or cheated on or whatever it is, the fear that people won't believe you and cut you off. We're going to go deeper into that aspect later on. But yeah, that's the first reason that a lot of people don't talk about it, y'all. It really is that fear that something's going to happen, like the fear of retribution, the fear that something is going to happen and whatnot, the fear that you won't be believed. The second reason why people don't really talk about what they went through, what they've been through, is shame. Shame, embarrassment. Some people, it can be embarrassing to talk about what you've been through. So the fear of being, it can be embarrassing. You don't want to, like, just like narcissists don't want to deal with shame. People, survivors and victims of narcissistic toxic abuse, don't want to deal with shame either. You don't want that judgment, that embarrassment of people, of what you've been through. Like, damn, you kept going back to that. You weren't strong enough to leave that. So that fear, that shame exists on a huge scale right there. So you're ashamed and you feel shame and embarrassed for this happening for so long, or for you surviving and going through this. So you're ashamed to tell people about what you've been through, even though you know it's bad. even though you know it's tough of what you've been through, of what you survived. You know, you just ashamed to tell people this. It's just like, I'm not gonna tell people this. I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be judgment. I don't want to be shamed. I don't want to shame the other person. I don't. Not only do I not want to bring shame to myself, I don't want to bring shame to this other person as well. Sometimes, it's not just the shame for you; it's the shame for the other person as well. Because let's just say the narcissist in your life is your mom or your dad, and they are big in the church. You tell them, "But hey, my mama used to beat my ass back in the day, and she still does." You know, my mom believes in corporal punishment. It's gonna shame your mama. It's gonna shame you. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna bring shame to them as well. So there's shame, the thought of shame creeping into your life and taking over is one reason why a lot of people, another reason number two, why people don't talk about what they've been through. You know, people don't talk about what they survived or what they had to deal with because you don't want to bring shame to yourself. You're ashamed of what you've been through, what you survived, but you also don't want to bring shame to the other person. Y'all be so compassionate. Y'all have so much empathy and compassion for people. I don't want to ruin their life. Yeah, I'll say this right here before I hop to the next one. If you ever had a thought that you don't want to ruin somebody's life for something that they have done to you, think about it from that perspective right there. You don't want to ruin somebody's life for something that they have done to you. Something they done to you. You're not ruining their life. They ruined their life by doing it to you repeatedly. You see what I'm saying? They ruin their own lives by doing it to you. So I just want to bring shame to that. I don't want to bring shame in my life. I don't want to shame my children. I'm ashamed of what of staying. I'm ashamed of staying in this relationship so long and putting my kids experience this as well. I'm ashamed for not leaving sooner and my kids going through this, having my kids go through this abuse with me. You see what I'm saying? I'm ashamed for having kids with this abusive person, even though I knew that they were abusive before I had kids. Sometimes that's the shame, y'all. Shame is big. Shame is big, and why a lot of people don't want to talk about it. Shame is really, really big, and why a lot of people keep silent. It really, really is big. Shame can be monumental because there's so much shame, and because I'm gonna talk really quick about the shame spiral. The shame spiral happens when you are ashamed of something, right? And to avoid dealing with the shame, you start doing other shameful things. So your life starts spinning out of control. You know, I'm ashamed that I've been through this. So let me start lying about it. Let me start covering it up. You might start to be manipulative. Then you see what I'm saying? Now the shame spiral has started rolling. I can go deep in the shame spiral, but I like to keep these lives short and sweet. The last reason, y'all, why a lot of people that I came up with, why a lot of people don't talk about their abuse is lack of understanding. Lack of understanding what they have been through, lack of understanding what they have experienced, lack of understanding what they have been through. And not only the lack of understanding from their own perspective, from your own perspective, the lack of understanding from the outside in as well. It's just like, if I talk about this, people won't understand what I've been through, because this type of abuse is not, maybe they didn't put their hands on you, right? Maybe they just verbally, emotionally, what's the other one? Verbally, emotionally, and mentally abuse you, right? And some people don't see that as abuse. They just think you need to get tougher skin. So they don't understand toxic. They don't understand emotional abuse, right? They don't understand mental abuse. They don't understand that. They just think, oh, you got yelled at. Oh my goodness. They lied to you. Oh my goodness gracious. You don't think people are going to understand what you've been through. So that's why a lot of times so many people find solace online as opposed to being talking to their family and friends, because their family and friends, you know what I mean, don't know. Their family and friends might not understand it, but these people online that you've just met, you know what I mean, that you just met, I might understand it. They have a different perspective. They understand what you've been through. The community gathers around you. The community of survivors of narcissistic abuse is a big thing, right? So fear of like the lack of understanding from other people, people are not going to understand what I've been through, so I'm not going to talk about it. Or you yourself don't understand what you've been through. Maybe you just saw a Lee Hammock video. Maybe you just saw a video from Raw Motivations. Maybe you saw a video from Carrie McAvoy or Lisa Sunny or somebody like that, Dr. Rami. Maybe you saw a video like that and it helps you with your understanding. You know, maybe because a lot of times you don't know, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So you just, sometimes you don't understand what you've been through. So the lack of understanding is, it can keep people in toxic relationships. Let's be real. It can keep people in toxic relationships. And I saw somebody mention the word invalidation. Who said that? The invalidation. Yep. I try to talk to my own family. It's why I don't talk about it. So right there, you get invalidated because they don't understand what you've been through. You know, they don't understand coercive control, coercive abuse. Like Sheena just said, they don't understand coercive abuse. They don't understand that stuff right there. They minimize what you've been through. So they don't understand it. You see that fear of understanding right there keeps some people they keep people silent. It really, really is. So let's go in. Like, I got a couple minutes, y'all. I have a one-on-one I got to hop onto in a few seconds. So I got I can answer a couple questions. But those are the 3 reasons, y'all, that a lot of people don't talk about it. I said fear, shame, and lack of understanding. So those are the three of the main reasons that I've come up with. And y'all, I have 2 courses that I'm working on right now. Sign up for my I'm gonna drop my balloons. I'm gonna drop my newsletter link in here. I have 2 courses coming out, and the people who join the newsletter or whatever are gonna be to get the first dibs on taking a look at the course. One is about understanding narcissistic abuse, and the other is self-love. It's a self-love journey. Like I wrote if I don't know, I wrote my self-love journal. This is on Amazon right here. Lee Hammock, I Love Me, the self-love journal. Check that out on Amazon. It helps you with that self-love. I wrote a course that goes with the journal. So it's coming here pretty soon, y'all, in the next couple weeks. So what helped me through this understanding what validation really is and what you only need. Yep. Dwayne, you got to do 100% right. You got to understand, you get that validation from yourself. You don't need it from somebody else. It can help. It feels good to get it from, it feels good getting it from the outside, but it starts inside out. It feels good getting other people to validate your emotions and understand what you've been through. But a lot of times it's just, it helps. It helps right there in that space. Why is that the mask doesn't fall off outside of the relationship? Really just depends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. God help all the survivors. Yes. Yeah, it's the only way you can hold a narcissist accountable is if you have some type of leverage on them. You have to have leverage in order to hold a narcissist or a toxic person accountable, y'all. That's the only way you can hold them accountable. You know what I mean? That's really the only way you can hold a narcissist accountable. So yeah, I do have to hop off here. I like log out of this stuff and log into my Zoom and stuff real quick. But thank y'all for tuning in to another live. I'll be back live tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my live show. We're talking about red flags of toxic relationships on Waving the Red Flag Show on YouTube and Facebook. It's a YouTube, Facebook show, y'all. So thank y'all for tuning in today. I truly appreciate every single one of y'all. Happy New Year, Dwayne. Y'all be safe. I'm out. Peace. Gotta hop off this thing.